Hey guys, okay, this is going to be something a little bit different. I've been thinking about this for about a week or two, considering because if I'm not going to do reviews of pay-per-views, I might do some DVD reviews somewhere down the line, but don't have any immediate plans to do that right now. So I thought to myself, okay, if I'm not going to do reviews, I kind of need something to fill that void, so to speak. Otherwise, my channel might get bare because there's only so many topics you can think of in your head at any one time, unless you're going to do a video response. But for right now, let's just consider something different to do, something that will fill the void left by reviews, because of course, for many other people, if you can't think of something to do, you do a review of something. So what can I do in place of that instead? And I thought about it for a week or two, and you know, this might not be well received by everyone, but that's why I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up and hopefully get some feedback in the comments section, or whether or not this is a good idea, if it's something that I should be doing more of, if it's something that I should, keep on, It's just an idea, so people can have different opinions on it. As you see in the title, it's alternate history. Alternate history, what does that mean? It just means if things had gone differently, if such and such had happened differently than it really happened, what would be the result of that? There have been plenty of occasions in wrestling history where things did not go as planned and things had to be changed. So what would happen if things did go to plan? What would happen if things did not happen that just happened and were, unfortunate things that happened? In the title of this video I have the one I'm going to do today. The topic of this video is something that should not have happened, or at least the WWE hoped that it would not happen, and the WWE would be very different today if it had not happened. So I'm just going to consider all those ulterior motives and the alternate paths, I should say. Where did I come up with that? But alternate paths and alternate history if something big in history had changed. If a certain wrestler got injured during a storyline, how would that storyline have went if the superstar had not got injured? If a certain angle had to be dropped because of whatever reason, if that angle had gone on, what would have been the result of it? So that kind of thing, that kind of alternate history, I might look at that. It might or might not involve some fantasy booking. It really depends on the topic at hand. Today's topic I don't think requires any fantasy booking, because you could just talk about it from many different levels without the need to go very deep into what would have happened. But some topics, some storylines like that were cut short because of injury or any other reason. You might book the rest of the storyline or something like that. So I thought, okay, this is something that I could do. It's something that I enjoy doing because I like to fantasy book. And if you think it's a good idea, if you think it's something I should do more of, then please comment in the comments section, because I actually want to hear if this is something I should be doing more of. This will not be the only thing that I end up doing, because of course for most people reviews is not the only thing they do. In the same way, this will not be the only thing that I end up doing. But it'll be something that I do a lot of. If I'm stuck for a video idea, I might do another one of these. That kind of thing. I've been looking for something like that to kind of fill the void, and I've settled on this alternate history. And today's topic is the WWE if Brock Lesnar had not left, because that is definitely the event that influenced this decade mostly, to be honest. If Brock Lesnar had not left, think about how different the WWE would be today. Brock Lesnar's a very young guy. If he had not left, if he had stuck with the WWE, I don't think that, you can consider this from many different angles, from many different perspectives. Would he still be on the top of the WWE? Would Randy Orton, John Cena, Batista, would they have all gotten their pushes to the top? Consider if Brock Lesnar was still in the main event today, if he was still the face of the company, so to speak, would he be as hated by his community, and he would be called upon to put over young guys? Would he be called upon to step aside because he's boring at this point, he's still in the main event? Would he have the same treatment that Randy Orton, Tripl H and John Cena get in this community? Would he have that, is my question in this video. I think there's no doubt if Brock Lesnar had stuck around, that he would still be at the top of the WWE, that he would still be the headliner. Would he be as over as he was as the years went by? Would he still be as popular as he was when he first came? I think he would be, to be honest. I think he would be still the main attraction, still the main the main guy. Maybe not so much in 2010. Maybe he might start getting a little. But you never know. Undertaker and Tripl H have been at it for so long. There's no reason to suggest that Brock Lesnar would not be still in the main event in 2010. I don't think there's anything stopping him from being in it. So that's just my take on it. Would John Cena, Randy Orton and Batista have gotten their big pushes if Brock Lesnar was still around? Yes, I think they would have. I think it's safe to say that Cena would not be the face of the company, so to speak, with Brock Lesnar still around. But I think he would have still made it to the main event. I think Randy Orton would still have made it to the main event. I think Batista would have made it to the main event still, because at the time Brock Lesnar was there, you still had Evolution, and obviously the end result of Evolution was supposed to be that you make stars out of Randy Orton and Batista. So I'm pretty sure they would have still got their pushes. You have to still listen to crowd reactions. If you have Cena getting these huge reactions, you don't just not push him because you've already got a stable face of your company that's still young, that can still carry your company for a long time. So I think that, Lesnar would still be the face of the company. Cena, Orton and Batista would still have got their pushes, but it wouldn't have been to as large a degree. They'd still be main eventers, but they wouldn't be near big as they are now because of Lesnar. Would Lesnar be hated on this community? Do you think if Lesnar was still around in 2010, still in the main event constantly, the same way that that Edge, Tripl H, Undertaker, Cena are, would they be as hated? Would Lesnar be as hated on this community? I don't think hated is a very harsh term. Like, some people hate that there's always the same guys in the main event. Some people are just like tolerant of it, but it just depends on your perspective. With the people that are bashing Cena, Tripl H, Orton being in the main event so much now, would they be doing the same thing for Lesnar if Lesnar was still in the main event in 2010, is my question. And what would have happened to him? Where would he have gone past that? I'm sure he would have got more title reigns. I'm sure he would have ended up on Raw eventually, after WrestleMania 20. Think about all the feuds that we didn't see with Lesnar that we might see if he was still here, Lesnar versus Tripl H. Lesnar versus Deadman Undertaker, which could be an entirely new feud in of itself. If he had moved to Raw right after WrestleMania 20, he could have done an Evolution feud, even though they had their thing with Benoit and then they were breaking up, so that probably wouldn't have been entirely feasible. But regardless of that, there's a lot to consider in this category. So think about it yourself. Think about how it might have went if the WWE would have been better or worse if Lesnar was still around. That's another thing, and that's a very basic question. Would the WWE be better off with Lesnar as a top guy or with Cena? That's the question. Better off with Lesnar or better off with Cena? That's another one. So that's it. I think that's a first alternate history thing. It didn't need any fantasy booking in this one. It's because it just didn't require it. Comment whether this is a good idea that I should be doing more of. Think about it yourself. Maybe make a video response or whatever you want to do. And I'm out later.